What is going on, gentlemen? Lions. Lions from all around the globe right now. I wanted to show you guys something different, little bit of a different background today. Y'all might be wondering where I am, but it's the beautiful city of Calgary, Alberta, where I was born and raised. So for those Calgarians on the call, respect and love. Today we're gonna get started, gentlemen. It's gonna be an incredible call, and I cannot wait to dive into some cool things that we've been talking about this week, specifically when it comes to AI technology. But before we get there, I just want to say welcome. I want to say welcome to all the new Lions that are on the call. If you've been on the call for the first time today, welcome, because this is where we come together as the Lions Den. For those incredible members of the Lions Den that are here, just showing the support, always continuously, just pushing in, giving your insights, giving your limelight, being able to just show face and learn every single week. I see you, Billy. I see you, Lou. Welbert's in the house, my man. Keyshawn, of course. My man, Matthew's in the house. D's in the house. Drew's coming in. Love it, gentlemen. Always love to see you every single week. And that's why today, all the way from Calgary, Alberta, I'm coming in with some fire today. I tell you, just when I said that, the sun just came up. It was incredible. I don't know if y'all just noticed that right there. It's been cloudy all day. And as soon as I said that, bam. So that, you know what it is? It's a God's blessing right there. Last week was very interesting because last week we jumped into a lot of some worth, judgment, ego, fear, how to actually become a man and feel that worth within yourself. Today, if any line is bold enough, I encourage you to ask me. Ask me questions towards the end. I would love to be vulnerable to showcase and share something that's happened to me very personally, very quick within the last 24 hours that most of you Lions would be quite surprised about. So I encourage you, worth, judgment, ego, fear. If you looked at my stories today, a lot of it was about ego. Ego comes in, guys. We're gentlemen. Ego's always going to fucking be there. But you have to understand what to do with ego in the right places. And we talked a lot about that last week. We also talked about selling. And the market that we're in is not about selling anymore. It's about enrolling. It's about being able to enroll somebody into into an idea, into a process, into a system, something that you have now created or now aligned with someone else to be able to bring that product or service to the market, to enroll them, not to sell them. And then, of course, we talked about lack of opportunity. You see, a lot of us make an excuse of lack of opportunity. Lack of opportunity. I don't know where to find it. I don't know where to go. But obviously, it comes down to the connection to conversation. You don't actually have to have a single dollar in your pocket, but if you know how to connect the right way, you're able to get into the right rooms, you're able to shake the right hands. It could change the trajectory of your life, just like it did for me. So, Lions, when I welcome you to this call, I always like to break this down into 3 simple words that the Lions on the call that have been here know exactly what those words are: brotherhood, blessings, and breakthroughs. Brotherhood comes down to the bond that we have between men. For us to help one another. The only time you look down at a man is when you're picking him back up. Then we have the blessings from above, or the blessings within yourself. Whatever you believe, you must believe. And of course, the breakthroughs. It may be something I say tonight, maybe something another Lion says tonight, but be open to those breakthroughs. Sometimes, again, that ego comes in sometimes where it's like, well, I've already done it and I've already made it and I already know what I'm doing. But to humble down in this Lion's Den is to let go of that ego, to come in with just humility and to say, listen, I'm here for a breakthrough. I'm here to learn. I'm here to teach. I'm here to say whatever I want. So at the end of this call, I encourage you, gentlemen, step up, showcase yourself, talk a little bit, ask a question, be the fucking bold Lion that you deserve to be. Now, I just want to do a quick check-in because I always like to check in with my guys. Felipe is in the house. My God, look at your hair, bro. This guy, I saw your post today. I was like, whoa. My guy's looking great. Keyshawn's in the house. Lou, my man. We got Chris coming in. We got Olivier, my man. D is coming in the house. Danny, I'd like to see you as well, too, man. I haven't seen you in a bit. Great. Aaron's in the house. Love it, gentlemen. This is what we do, guys. We come here every single week. And today I wanted to really break down, because we've been going on to this kind of monetary track for a little bit. It's been kind of good. It's been kind of good because it's, money makes sense when you have real tangibility of the methodology behind it. So when we can attach money to certain aspects of what's happening in the world, it's nice to fit together. Like, for example, this week was all about AI. It was about artificial intelligence. It was about taking into consideration technology that's readily available on the market right now that you could be utilizing to help generate more revenue, generate more, publicity, generate more connections, whatever you're trying to generate more of. It comes down to being able to utilize the technology that's at hand. Now, I could sit here and I could talk about AI and I could say artificial intelligence. I tell you about fucking Elon Musk, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Tesla later on. Of this crazy video of them shooting, like the robot comes out. I don't know if y'all seen it. The robot shooting the Tesla truck, and then the robot comes out of the truck and he's like, "Oh, I'm alive." Like, that's not the AI that I want to talk about. But I could also talk about, okay, well, people are starting AI companies. It's the evolution of marketing agencies, where marketing agencies were like, I'll do a website for you. I'll do a website, I'll do some SEO, I'll do this kind of stuff. Now AI companies are like, well, I'll just utilize these AI tools and I'll expedite what you need to get done. But it's artificial. So how do we actually know which ones are real, which ones we actually need, and what can actually be profitable versus everyone just selling you a subscription? Like when ChatGPT first came out, everyone jumped on ChatGPT. But then from there, it was like, oh, but then there's this one, and there's this one, and but this one does this, and this one does that, and this one can do this. Now, I'm going to decode a couple of these because we're an agency where we go in and test trial a lot of stuff. We buy, we rent, we try, we test, and we continue to keep pushing to figure out what's actually going to work in the market. And that's the delivery that I want to bring you guys today. This really comes down to you positioning yourself ahead of the curve, ahead of the game. Because it doesn't matter if you're in insurance. It doesn't matter if you're in real estate. It doesn't matter if you're a coach, consultant, or service provider. What matters specifically is, where am I using the right technology that is readily available for less than $100 a month that can actually help set me up the right way to then know what the next steps are. Being proactive in this is crazy because of the fact that, guys, 5 to 10 years, I say this, like, we hear this all the time. You guys watch enough Instagram and all the fucking social media platforms. It's the biggest wealth transfer that's happening right now. Just a matter of how big your bucket is now, how big your basket is. If the money is going to keep falling from the sky and it's about to come now, it's just a matter of, like, how do I position myself to have a big enough bucket so I can start collecting it? That's what it comes down to, because the 5 to 10 year now span, regardless of what industry you're in, it's not about industries. We're going to talk about jobs today. We're going to talk about placement today. I want to break down exactly what AI is doing and how you can actually leverage not only just AI, but the industry of AI. But when we're looking at companies that are laying off thousands and thousands of employees, big national corporations now that are laying people off because they can automate, because they actually have technology. Olivier and I were talking about this earlier. You have literally the technology that's being brought in because the companies are willing to expense now onto the next generation of technology. They bring them into the factories now, and then they say, hey, employee, program this, please. Can you just teach it to do what your job is so that I can eventually fire you and just have a robot doing it? And what's so interesting about that is, now, how does that apply to us, though? Because we aren't just robots and we aren't factory workers anymore, just like the Industrial Revolution was. Our generation is very different. It's coaches, it's consultants, it's YouTubers, it's online media experts. It's the people that are in the game right now that are wanting to now develop their skill set and to be able to create a product or service that can go and actually hit the market the right way. Am I right? So when we look at this now, I want us to start understanding the difference first and foremost. Before I even get to my points here, it's going to be understanding the difference between artificial intelligence and human intelligence. There's AI, but there's HI. I want us Lions to be able to actually champion HI more than we are AI. Human intelligence is what we have created. Human intelligence is your experience, the fucking roar that you have as the lion that you are. The experiences, the downfalls, the failures, the bullshit that you've gone through to make you the fucking man that you are. So when we understand human intelligence now, we start to look at it and say, okay, cool. So what is AI now? How can I now actually leverage this the right way? Not be sold by it, but actually leverage AI and technology the right way. Cool, I could get a robot. I could do one of these Tesla robots, and I could have like a little assistant that walks me. Sure, to the mass scale. I could get a program that could maybe just streamline my calendar, like Motion. Motion is a great app that you guys can use. It's about $20 a month. It's an incredible app. You put a task list in, and all of a sudden it just situates it into your calendar. I'm very anal about calendar. I'll tell you, JC will know. My team will tell you. I am every little calendar block is mapped out to a T. But now all of a sudden, if a software $20 a month can now help you, and all of a sudden you have an assistant that can help you measure that, things can actually maneuver a lot quicker. With a $30 billion that the Canadian government right now is spending $30 billion in the next little bit to be able to now infrastructurally build technology as a system. So they're looking at ways to replace jobs. They're looking at ways to how can we become more efficient. The labor force is fucking lazy. The men on this call right now, especially the men that are over the age of about 35 to 40 right now, if you're on this call and you're over 35 to 40, your fucking hard work ethic of your working on your back, yeah, this generation just simply does not understand what that even means. And that's the cold, hard reality truth. What we grew up on in terms of hard work and dedication is now I can think smart and I can create innovative. I don't need to go and actually bust my ass anymore, like the construction workers that I can see right there, literally right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. They're building right there. This generation is not going into that concept of like, I'm going to become a construction worker and I'm going to go and work fucking labor. So that's a very interesting mindset on how the world is now going to start to adopt with AI technology to say which jobs need to be replaced, which ones actually can be replaced. Now I'm going to break this down into three simple components for you guys, because I want you guys to always walk away with some tactful ways that you can actually integrate systems, softwares, and things that I've been able to do over my experiences of spending money, yes, millions of dollars, boom, building businesses, sure, but true-heartedly just going through the fucking failures. Nobody fucking talks about the failures. Everyone talks about the okay, I got to spend money. No. It was the failures of testing and trialing, and even from a software perspective. As a business owner, if you're a business owner right now and you're doing between what, at least 10 to 50K right now a month, if you're a business owner on the call right now doing about 10 to 50K a month, I will tell you this right now. You are in a position where going like, there's so many softwares. Like, how many am I actually paying for? What are they all actually doing? Does this integrate? How do you simplify it? Well, I'm going to simplify it for you guys right now, because this is what I do for my Lions. I want to make sure that I give you the utmost value for being a part of the Lions Den. The first thing is understanding client conversion. If you cannot transact, nothing makes sense. As a business owner, if you're not able to transact, I dealt with this for many, many years where I wasn't able to, it was like, oh, I'll have to go back to my office and I'll have to write up a proposal and I'll have to send it back to you and then I'll have to follow up. And by that time it was gone. Then when I started getting to understand, client conversion from even, Grant Cardone, 10X, I started understanding I can talk to one of his sales guys in the hallway about $100,000 one-on-one coaching contract with Grant himself. And by the time I get back into my seat to go watch the rest of the conference, there's $100,000 invoice in my email box. Damn. Now that's fucking 10X. You see, transaction, client conversion is one of the most powerful things that we need to understand at the forefront. We try to go brand presence and we try to go, hey, I need to get social media. I need followers. No, you don't need any of that shit. How are you transacting? What is the quickest way you can transact? Now, as a software, most of you will even know the software when I say Go High Level. But Go High Level was an industry game changer. Go High Level was the industry game changer because I think we were paying about $3,300 a month for HubSpot at its full capacity. $3,300 a month for HubSpot as a software for our CRM, client relation management system. And when we switched over to Go High Level, complete game changer. It gave you all access for $500 a month. Like complete, and now I have my landing page. Now I have my funnels. I have everything that I need to, my integrations, my workflows, my sequences, my appointment booking. Everything is tracked within all my contacts, all within one house. JC, make sure we drop our link as well too. For anybody that doesn't have Go High Level, make sure we drop our link. If you guys need a Go High Level account, we got a little special discount. Make sure you click that link. I want to make sure we get that out to any line that needs it. But Go High Level is like, if you're not on Go High Level, you are not managing your contacts. Like, you are not managing the people. You are not managing right here. Like, if I pull this out right now, this phone has literally $100 million on it right now. $100 million on this phone until I can actually take the contacts out of here slowly and put it into a system and then be able to sift it out and then be able to do my reach outs and then my follow-ups and then have a consistent routine like we go to the fucking gym. Then I'll be able to actually just capitalize off my cell phone instead of being sold by these marketing agencies that are saying, hey, by the way, you need to get more leads. Hey, let's just do lead generation. Now I'm going off a tangent on that because it's just like, I'm so sick and tired of so many people that just sell bullshit online. It's crazy. The second thing that I say to you is like, when client conversion is our focal point for software, you need to focus on client conversion because it's the way that people are coming in, it's the way you're transacting, and it's the way they're going out, and then it's the rinse and repeat. The second thing is the brand presence now. The brand presence now is about the posting and it's about your social media content. Welbert knows all about this. Welbert's one of our incredible editors in the back end. He's the mastermind behind some of the incredible content that our companies are coming out with. And when you start to understand this, posting and branding is so important. Because for many years, people would ask me, hey, Jay, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a real estate guy and I own this business and I own this business and right over their head. They wouldn't be even understand what I was even saying, and nor was I even really providing value. I was saying I the whole time. I'm a this and I'm a that and I'm. Didn't really make sense. But until I was starting to understand that now your branding is actually about the voice and the vessel that you are, and the way that you can take the energy now and be able to now create a message, a single message. That becomes a brand now. When you look at Apple or you look at Nike, they can come up with whatever they want. They can come up with a hotel or even a car right now. You would know exactly the feel of that vehicle. You would just know it. If Nike came up with a hotel, you'd be like, oh, I'm walking into that hotel. Bam. Nike shoe as a desk. That's kind of cool. Apple came out with a car. You're like, yeah, that thing's like rolling around doing some cool thing with the Apple logo somewhere visible. You already can feel the energy of what a brand is. Companies are companies, they're entities. Imagine Hilton Hotel, the company Hilton Hotel making a car. What car would that look like? Box on wheels? You just wouldn't be able to imagine it. That's the difference between a company and a brand. And when we get into branding, I tell you, a simple application and software that you can use like MetroCool. MetroCool, for those of you that are writing notes down. MetroCool is an incredible software that helps you just post plan, helps you just strategically outline some of the posts. It just helps you align so that you can just spend one day or like 3 hours on a Monday morning and you can say, look, I got a little bit of this content that I can do, but now I just need to just map it out so I don't have to think about it because I can't afford a virtual assistant right now. I can't afford a marketing director right now. So I need to be able to just position this the right way and be able to use a software where I can dedicate my time 2 to 3 hours and make sure that everything is consistent for the week. And then I go and follow up and do my thing. Consistency within a brand is the most important thing. I learned that very, very early on. And that's why my consistency in my posting, you go look at any one of my platforms. You go look at LinkedIn, you go look at Facebook, you go look at any one of them. It's posts for 3 years. It's because the consistency, showing up on a Lions Den call like this, doesn't matter where I am. Doesn't matter the last 24 hours that I've experienced, which again, I'm challenging a couple of you. I'm poking a couple of seeds right now. Who's going to be bold enough to ask about it? But it's incredible to see me just still here being able to show up consistently. And that is what is fucking merit. That's what holds merit. That's what a brand is. Anybody can create a logo and get 1 million followers on the thing. On an Instagram and say, ooh. But until you can understand the authenticity of who you are and how you show up to that brand, that's how you become the fucking lion that you deserve to be. And the last one I'm going to give you guys in software right now is going to be task management, team management, right? Whether you guys have 1 employee or 5 employees or even 10 employees, right? Being able to have task management and team management is one of the most crucial things right now that you can leverage technology instead of having to hire a COO or having an operations manager, right? A simple platform like Asana. Asana is very, very simple to keep your task organized, making sure that you can timeline yourself out. You have goals, you have metrics, you have KPIs. You create SOPs within the platforms so that you can scale your team. So your team now, you can ask JC. JC wakes up to an IMR, an internal morning routine. He knows like 16 steps that he has to do every single morning. Otherwise, he can't start his day. Now, that's called an SOP, a standard operating procedure. This is what's going to help you, again, align and be able to build a team now that can slowly start to expand. Once you got the CRM, gentlemen, and then you got the brand identity, and then you have a team expansion model, that's your first step to even thinking what the word AI is. So do not be sold with AI can create me a website and AI can create me this and AI is going to help me make money online and AI, no, forget about that. Why don't you use the simple technology just to be able to leverage what you're doing currently to start converting clients, to be able to actually build a brand presence and then be able to really expand using a team so you can duplicate yourself. Now, the second thing that I really wanted to bring up today for you guys, it's getting hot out here actually. The sun really came out. It was actually beautiful. It was cold before, but you know, we got to warm up because the Lions are on the call. That's what it is. By the way, gents, just before I get to the second point, you know, like I'm telling you, look at this. I'm on the hood of my Bronco right now. I just pulled up into this parking lot because I've been out and about right now, you know, and I just pulled up here and I was like, I think this would be a good background. You know, my beautiful home city of Calgary, Alberta. Olivia knows what I'm talking about. But gentlemen, the second thing that I want to really bring up today is the jobs and positions now. Now, when you ask me and you say, okay, Jay, that's awesome. You know, if you already have your own business or you're already dealing with clients and you want to convert more and you want to convert your existing database, you know, that's awesome. We can use these softwares. But what happens about just like jobs? Like, what if I need to apply for a job? What if I need to actually get into the workforce? How do I now start to understand? Well, the first thing is we got to start understanding market trends. Market trends are the first thing that we need to see because AI is starting to replace certain jobs. So when we can start to understand the market trends, the AI is now transitioning and AI is stepping into certain industries to be able to now automate. Look at those market trends. Because really what it comes down to, and again, I bring this conversation up because this will be the future. This will be the future. Even next gen, I'm calling it out right now. Next gen wealthy will be employing these two positions. These will be the two most valued positions in the entire world as jobs to apply for. I'm calling it out on the Lions Den right now. The first one is a prompt engineer. A prompt engineer. I'm going to go into detail in a second. The second one is a virtual assistant. A prompt engineer's job is now to understand how to program the AI that we've been so beautifully gifted with to actually do what it needs to do. Programming it. That just takes mindset. It takes thought pattern. It takes the understanding of how to converse with artificial intelligence. The real collaboration between HI and AI. Those are the prompt engineers. On the other side now is going to be virtual assistants. And when I say virtual assistants, not just like my amazing Alina that lives in Pakistan that's been with me for 3 years. I'm talking about virtual assistants of someone that understands that with a laptop, a computer, and an internet connection, they're able to now transact. They're able to get on phone calls. They're able to continuously build business and have their role set where they can be anywhere in the world and they can still be collecting their paycheck. These two roles are going to become, and jobs, and if not careers, are going to be the two most sold positions because of the revolution of artificial intelligence. Now, the last thing I'll say to you is that it still takes time to skill up for that. You can't just be an overnight success. You cannot just go and get a fucking certificate being like, I'm an AI expert now. Like, I don't believe in necessarily the education system anymore because of the way that we've revolutionized from it. Back in the day, well, I'll tell you this right now. You tell me a doctor that's been 8 years in school and you tell me a doctor that just went and grabbed his, apron on or something, which one are you going to trust? Time still makes a difference, but now the thing is that college and university aren't able to really position that the right way for the next generation of learning. So it has to be positioned for you to still know that it's going to take 5-10 years. Like, I'm so adamant on this point because people think that it's going to take overnight or it's going to take 2 years to fucking make 100,000 a month and all the shit that's being sold online. It's not possible. So start mapping yourself out the right way. Give yourself the time. Give yourself the momentum. Give yourself the learning curve. I see this so much with entrepreneurs that are like, my third year of business, my second year of business. I'm like, third year of business, you're still a baby. Until you get to 10 years. And over 81% businesses, I think, fail after the 9th year. Some crazy statistic that Brandon Dawson always talks about. So look at the skill sets that you're now starting to involve yourself in. Where are you learning and what are you learning? And this is where I'm going to come down to the final point, the third point, guys. The revolution right now, the reliable evolution, I should say. The reliable evolution. We're utilizing now technology, which is incredible. But the reliable evolution is now you being able to understand where do you fit in the general scope of business. Now, I spoke to Daquan about this. We were having a great chat yesterday about this. And I said it was incredibly powerful to understand the mindset, the 3 tiers: manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer. Right? Manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer. Now, how I know this is I love watches. You can tell. This is my baby on my wrist right now as well. I love watches. And to give you a simple perspective of that difference is that when you look at a Rolex, Rolex is the manufacturer. When you look at like Mayors jewelry store, that's your wholesaler. And then now my retailer is going to be me purchasing this now. The jeweler now is the wholesaler. And now what we do with this ideology is you position yourself now. Where are you in that spectrum? Now, if you're a coach, consultant, or business owner, you're most likely in the manufacturing standpoint because you have to create your own products. Felipe, you're a manufacturer. Felipe, you have to get onto the DJ tables and you got to start turning and you got to start doing your thing to create. You're a creator. So when we look at manufacturer, we look at content creator, we look at that person that's that and these manufacturers. Felipe, who do you want right now? Who do you want? You want the retailers. You want the fans. You want the followers. You want the people that are gonna continuously post the music and be like, "Yo, man, I just saw DJ, man. This guy blew my eye. Boom." But the interesting thing part about this is that we're still sometimes forgetting about the wholesalers. That was a conversation that we had yesterday about that. But regardless of that, I want you guys to position yourself in that hierarchy. Are you the manufacturer? Are you the creator? Are you the retailer, the actual consumer? And the one in the middle is what we don't ever think or even talk about. This is why insurance game is very powerful. This is why real estate, if leveraged the right way, can be very powerful. This is why the financial markets are very powerful. Because to become a millionaire, and I heard this from a billionaire that I was in a conversation with, to become a millionaire, you have to solve somebody else's problem and do it very good and very efficiently. And you'll make millions. But to make $1 billion now, you have to find somebody else to solve the problem and become very efficient at it. That's the only difference. That's how the Apples, that's how the Amazons, that's how the Ubers, that's how the Airbnbs have been able to do all of what they've done. Like Uber doesn't even own cars, biggest car company. Airbnb is the biggest real estate company, doesn't own real estate. Amazon is the biggest retailer in the world and doesn't own any inventory and now has all the FBA stores that they license to other people. So they have zero liability. Look at these companies around you. Look at the $1 billion statuses and look at what they are doing, and let's reverse engineer that. Now, I want to start switching gears here for you guys because I do want, of course, I always like to open it up in Q&As. But before we do that, speaking of watches, speaking about connections and Tampa, I love being out here in Calgary, Alberta, I tell you guys, but I cannot wait to be back in Florida. I will tell you that. Kings on the call, I tell you. I can see all of you Kings right now. Just King and Soren. I can't wait to see you next week on the Lions Den. But before I go, I do want to honestly, genuinely say thank you. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for standing by yourself. Thank you for standing by the brotherhood we call Lions Den. I will see you guys next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Let's go.